Yesterday and day before yesterday's class, we have seen that we have performed DML operations on list of records, right? So today we will see how to perform DML operation on map. Okay, so I have already told you guys that you cannot perform DML operation on map or set. So DML operation can be performed on only a single record or list of records only. That is common point, and that's the static point, means we can't change that. Okay, but how can we perform the DML operation on map of records? Okay, let's see. DML, or let's say mostly what we can do is we will be working on insert or update on the map, that or update. And that too, I have already told you that. So DML operations can be performed only on list or single record. Okay. Now let's say I need to create records. Select student record. Student. We have status dot date. Let me store this into map. We have already seen that map of this is training. So see reading versus training. Let's do new of in training score C. Okay, this is the map I'm going to create. In this map, I'm directly getting the records. So we know that if we can post the SQL query inside the constructor, then whatever the records returned in this SQL query will be stored into this map in form of key and value pair. Key and value, that is key is ID, value is the record. Okay, ID and training record. Okay, now so let's say just execute this. Start date and date. Date. Okay, what is the end date? So there are some specific dates we have, end dates, right? What I need to do is the same way. I have to extend the date for one more day, or let's say for 2 days, or let's say 7 days, whatever it is. In this case, you know this, how to iterate the records. If it is list, you have enhanced for loop, right? Or then a subject, data type, then variable list. Like this you have already there. But how can we iterate the map? Okay. Iterating the map, this is very, very important. The concept is iterating the map. How can we iterate the map? So to iterate the map, if you want to iterate, that's nothing but reading the value one by one. Means it should be like for loop, right? So it should be for loop. In this for loop, usually in the map we have to read a value from the map. We have a method called get. Okay, don't know whether you guys remember that or not. Map is having a method called get. Okay, so for each and every, let's say if I want to get one record, then I can use get of some value, but I need to get each and every record. Okay, so why this map is storing all the list of records in the form of ID and record. IDs will be always unique, right? Remaining anything can be duplicate, like name will be duplicate, status will be duplicate, start date will be duplicate, whatever it is. But ID of that specific record will not be the duplicate. Means that will always be unique. So unique will be always as the key. Okay? Whatever the unique record, unique value of the record will be, that will be the key always. Okay. Now here I have to iterate. I get all the keys. Okay? If I get all the keys and iterate those keys and get the map, that can be possible to iterate on the values. So now here, what I'm trying to do is I am trying to get all the keys first. Based on the keys, you can keep it track. Then set off saying this training is to what is the method we have to get all the keys?
Key set.
Key set. Okay, key set. Then you know that how to iterate the list or set. We have enhanced for this one. Okay, now here I'm trying to do for ID TID. I'm doing TID means training ID. Then this is list or set, whatever it is. Collection variable means list or set. Okay, so set can only be iterated through this one, this enhanced for loop, because set does not have any index. Okay, so here training IDs I'm passing one by one. Now you have the key, you can get the value. Right? So you can get the value from training. So see dot get off right. So here using this ID, I'm getting the training record. Okay. So then again, so for this training record, I'm going to change the end date. Here, if you see this, some records are having end date and some is not having end date, right? So how to make end date with some different value? How to extend the training? C end date equals to training C dot end date plus of say 5 days. So see this, it is throwing the null pointer exception. Just check. It is trying to throwing the null pointer exception at line number 9. Line number 9, it is throwing the exception. Means wherever there is no end date, okay, it throws the error. Same way you have to check whether it is null or not. Equals to null. Then add this. Else system dot file means system dot today means today's date plus 5 days. Okay, right, execute. This will be executed, but that won't be updated here because we are just setting the values, but we are not storing any record values. Means we are not performing any DMLs. So if you perform DML, then only that can be stored in the database. Okay. Now here, you know this is the set of records. I mean set of IDs, and then for the values of the training records, you are reading one by one for that ID and extending the date. That's it, right? Now here, after that, I have all the values here, right? You don't need to set the values, or let me show you stuff, right? Let's go see dated. So each and every updated record, I'm going to add into this updated records dot add of training RSC. This is a basic way. What are the records you are going to update? That record, trying to add into the list, and then finally just update. Update list. See this. Execute. This is executed. Try this. See this. End dates are all extended. Okay. Now let's say instead of writing these records, I mean instead of storing these records separately into the list. Okay. So this is just a big work list. Okay. We're gonna use this. We know that all these records we have in the map. We are already having in the map. So to get all the values from the map, we have a method. Okay, that is, what is the method to get all the values from the map?
Get method.
To get all the values from the map. Okay, you have a method to get all the values, that is called values method. That values method will return all the list of records into a list of that specific type of the records. Okay. Now here we can perform update results. This also we can see. Now here see the same date. First record is 15. It is there, right? So 2021 11 15. Now let's update this. Refresh this. 5 days is incremented. Okay. So instead of storing into separate records, you can perform the DML operation directly on this values method. Directly we can use ID versus turning dot values. This means whatever the records we have in the map, on that map you are performing DML operation. This is how you have to perform the DML operation on the map. So map dot values. If you use that map variable dot values, then only you can perform the DML operation, because that is only will provide the list of records. So we pause the recording and note down this one and try to understand this line also. Yes. Instead of this line also, you can just pause this. You don't need to write this line also. See how many lines we have? One, two, and this also you can remove. Sorry. What you can do is single line of code. How to change a single line? Bit complicated, but not. What you can do is just replace this one. See, this means whatever this code is storing into the training record, instead of training record, use this. That's it. Here also, these two lines also not required. Okay, now if you see 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines of code can perform whatever you are. Right? So this is how you have to write in the code. Okay, write down this one, however you understand. So they pause it, please. Right? This one means this is using the keys and values. This is directly we are using values. Okay, two ways. So based on your requirement, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Let's execute this. You can see the was a string. Okay. This can be changed. This can be written like this also. Lot of coding skills you have to learn first. Okay, how to see, one problem can have 100 solutions, right? You have to pick the best solution. So the best solution you can write, that will be making you as a best developer. Okay, take a note on this as well. So if you want, note on this as well, how to perform data records using values. This is simply to worry much on this. See here, it is just list of records. If you understand this, this is just list of records. You are iterating the list and then it updating the list. That's it. The basic concept, wherever you find an update word or let's say insert, then that means you are performing DML operation on list. Then you should understand this. This is a list. Then this list is iterating. You know how to iterate the list using the map, or I mean text. It's a even what you can do is there is another way for your integer I equals to 0, then size. Okay. See this, it looks like it's having some bit difficult, but it's not a difficult. Dot dot get send to Simple. Training record, then date these values. See how many ways, but all are basic only. See, if you learn the list right, this is just list. What it is? List of training records. Then you know how to iterate and do this one. This is also just integer I equals 0, I less than, then this list size. Okay, so you might be getting confused. We are using dot values, dot size, everything. Don't get confused because this, if you read like this is the map. Tell this is the map. And when you call this values method, this is the list. On list, we have a size method. We have to iterate the list, so list dot size. Okay, then using that index, this is already we are using this. Okay, using this index. So if we get confused, right, just simply use this list of writing underscore c equals to. Okay, so if you use this values method will return the list of records. Okay, then using this trainings, if you use this, will be very easy for you, right? Because you guys have already done this, right? So this is, you guys know this one already. Using the trainings, you can just use this, and then trainings dot size till size end, it will be iterating and getting the records one by one. It will update the records. You guys have already seen that. What I did, instead of using trainings, I'm directly using this one. No problem. Because if you write like this, what it does is it just reduce one line of code, two lines of code. Because so this line will be removed. Simple. And even if you need, you can directly replace this. Don't get confused. See, you're just using the same, but trying to replace the value variable. That's it, nothing other than that. Then what happens? So this line will be removed. This line will be removed. This and which, that's it. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of there, 2 lines removed, 3 lines of code. Okay. So that's how you have to write the one by one. Want write on this. Okay, pause the recording, please. Operate the map. Just need to get the values, set the values. Okay. There is one more important point with this map. Okay. That is, so you have email address. Okay, this is not a student, right? Department, shall payment. Okay. Now you have all these records, right? I may be getting the requirement like have students for each and every email. Say I have one email. Okay. So what I need to do is, I need to separate all the records based on the student. Fine. This is the basic code. You will be keep on getting this kind of requirements. Be careful, okay? Say, I have your, okay? Let me work. So the requirement is store, separate students based on, means if I say this, Harish at the rate of gmail.com, I need to know how many records are there, what are the records. Okay, so then here key is email, right? Key is email. Based on the key, I need to get all the records. Okay, so now let's say one email can have number of students. One email can be having for more students, right? One email can be mapped to more students. Means key is string, right? Key is string because email key is string. Then what is the value type? Key is string type. Value is more records, means more than one record. Then one record means it should be which one? What type? What
List
data
of
type?
list of
List
If you want
list
store
of
the store more than
list
one
of students.
value, what are the data types we have?
List of students.
integer.
Set
Integer.
of list.
More students.
ఏమంటున్నారంటే మోర్ దెన్ వన్ వాల్యూ ఒక వేరియబుల్ స్టోర్ చేయాలంటే ఏమున్నాయి?
Integer. Double.
ఏం చదువుతారు మీరు ఇంకా? ఏం నేర్చుకుంటున్నారు?
కలెక్షన్స్ లెటర్స్ కదా అందులో యాప్ లో
వరకు అదే ఏడుస్తున్నారా? ఏం చేస్తున్నారు? మోర్ దెన్ వన్ వాల్యూ ఒక వేరియబుల్ స్టోర్ చేయాలంటే లిస్ట్ సెట్ మ్యాప్ ఉన్నారా? అవి కలెక్షన్స్ అని చెప్పాను కదా. ఏం చెప్తున్నారు మీరు ఇంకా? చదవడం ఎందుకు ఇంకా? Want to store more than one record, then should be list or set. Okay, but here we are going to store list. Okay, mostly we will be using list because the list will be used for DML operations as well. Okay, so here map of email ID is string. Then more students means list of records. List of student. Can use like this. This is another type of data type. Means list also can be one data type. That's why we have called it as type. Okay. So email versus students means one email with more things. Now here new map of string list student. See, you can use like this. Okay. Next, write in this as okay. I'm writing in the basic, not in the basic way, not constant for this is already you guys have seen this student underscore C still use this. Okay, you are writing the SQL query directly and iterating the records. This is enhanced for loop and this SQL query will return list of records. So if you want, you can have a separate list for SQL query and use this one. Then this is very, very important. So here we have to know whether this is having the key or not. I'm not sure. Even if I explain also, if you guys will learn, write the code, you can by hand. Okay. So you see this usually how to store a value in the map. You have a map put method. Okay. So map dot put then value and key and value we have to give. So but here you your value is list of records. So that is also another object. You have to store that as well. Dot. First, you need to check whether that map is having the key or not. Lost my concentration and interest as well. Not contains. Use this. Use. You guys will learn. Simple. So this will, what it does is, it just checks if this key, if this map is having the contains key, I mean key is having or not. So because if you don't use it, will throw the null pointer exception. You have to check whether key is there or not. Then store one key, create one entry for this one, map entry, and then its object. Then finally we are adding this one. That's it. So if you want to check this, use this. Or string name. Don't understand what I'm trying to write, then you are not learning anything.